You think overthinking means you're smart. This won't make sense immediately, but give me 4 minutes. By the end, you'll understand a part of yourself you've never named. You think analyzing every angle makes you prepared. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Overthinking isn't intelligence. It's a cage you built and locked yourself inside. And the worst part, you decorated it so nicely, you don't even want to leave. Let me explain the dark side, everyone, Mrs. First, overthinking is a covert control addiction. You think you're being cautious, but really, you're trying to control an uncontrollable universe. Researchers call it intolerance of uncertainty. It's the brain's desperate attempt to eliminate all risk. Spoiler, that's literally impossible. So you spin in circles, planning for outcomes that'll never happen. Meanwhile, life is passing by outside your mental prison. Wait, it gets worse. The irony, overthinkers make worse decisions than people who just pick something. Decision fatigue sets in before you even choose. Your brain exhausts itself simulating 17 possible futures. Then when it's time to act, you're too drained to commit to anything. So you either freeze or pick the safest option, which is rarely the right one. Here's insight number 2. Overthinking is emotional procrastination in disguise. You're not preparing. You're avoiding the discomfort of taking action without guarantees, avoiding the vulnerability of potentially being wrong, avoiding the responsibility that comes with commitment. It feels productive because your brain is busy, but busy doesn't mean effective. It's mental masturbation, honestly. You're getting the dopamine hit of doing something without actually doing anything that matters. Studies show chronic overthinkers have higher anxiety, but not because they think too much, because they never resolve anything. Every thought becomes another open browser tab in your mind, hundreds of tabs running simultaneously, draining your battery until you crash. Now, here's the darkest part. Overthinking destroys your intuition, that gut feeling that would have guided you. You've trained yourself to ignore it completely. You've replaced instinct with endless analysis. But here's what nobody tells you about intuition. It's pattern recognition from your subconscious. Your brain processing millions of data points instantly. When you overthink, you override that wisdom. You trade a supercomputer for a calculator and convince yourself the calculator is more reliable. Psychologists found that overthinkers perform worse on complex decisions because they focus on factors that don't actually matter. They optimize for the wrong variables entirely. Meanwhile, people who trust their gut, they're not being reckless. They're accessing a deeper intelligence you've shut down. So what do you do about this? First, accept that clarity comes through action, not thought. You cannot think your way into certainty. Certainty emerges from doing, from feedback, from adjusting. The answer you're looking for doesn't exist in your head. It exists on the other side of movement. Second, set a decision timer. Give yourself 5 minutes to think about small decisions. 20 minutes for bigger ones. When the timer ends, you choose. No extensions, no negotiations. This trains your brain that decisions don't require perfection. They require commitment. Third, here's the one most people miss. Start noticing when you're thinking versus when you're avoiding. Real thinking has a destination. It's solving a specific problem with a concrete action. Overthinking is circular, endless, and exhausting. If you've been thinking about something for days, that's not thinking anymore. That's hiding. The uncomfortable truth is this: your overthinking isn't protecting you. It's imprisoning you. It's keeping you small, safe, and stuck. And deep down, you know this already. You can feel the weight of all those unresolved thoughts, the constant background noise drowning out your life. So here's your permission to stop. Stop treating every decision like a dissertation. Stop simulating futures that'll never come. Stop using your intelligence as an excuse for inaction. If this hit close to home, the link's below. Subscribe if you want more uncomfortable truths nobody else will say. Now go choose something and stop thinking about it. Before you go, I'm curious. What's one opportunity you lost because you thought instead of acted? I read every comment.